This movie starts in 1987. We see some women performing a strange ritual. One of the girls washes her blood-filled hands in the pond below. As soon as she does this, all the masked ladies standing behind her start dancing in a strange way and also chant some mantras. All these masked girls are actually following their leader. The leader is also wearing a mask and standing on top of a small hill. After the girl washed her hands, the leader taps many needles in the face of the girl, performing the strange ritual. From here, the scene cuts and we are shown a scene of 2024. That is a scene of many years later where two children named Hanif and his sister Bien run away from school and come to their mother's shop. After reaching there, they see that their uncle Kader has also come to meet their mother. The children's mother Tari is scolding her brother as usual because he doesn't have a job and often comes to Tari to take money. But today Kader says, "No, I have just come to talk to you about something very important. Our mom is very ill. She is about to die. If you listen to me, please forgive her and meet her for the last time." But Tari gets angry on hearing her mom's name and tells her brother, "I will never forgive her, nor will I want to meet her. She left us helpless in our childhood itself. After that, she did not even look back to see if we are alive or dead." Then Kader says, "Look at the date. This is the chance to get answers to all your questions from her." Now Tari understands what Kader is saying and finally agrees to meet their mother. The next day, all of them leave for Tari's mom's house. On the way, we see that Kader is getting many threatening messages because he has to pay a lot of money to many people. Anyway, next morning, these people reach Tari's mom's house. As soon as they reach there, Hanif is very surprised because his grandmother's house is like a palace. It also has a big swimming pool. Hanif tells his sister Bien, "I think our grandmother is very rich." When they go inside, the first thing they see is a big painting of their grandmother. It is from the time when she was young and beautiful, and in that painting, she was holding a wooden mask in her hand. Then they meet their grandmother's caretaker. When they are talking to her, suddenly grandmother's health deteriorates. Now the strange thing is that instead of giving her any medicine, the caretaker plays a strange song, and what is even more strange is that hearing that song, grandmother's health improves. When all these people go to grandmother's room, they are very surprised because grandmother is looking much younger, even than her own daughter Tari. Strangely, she is looking much younger, although her age is around 70 years. Normally, she should have looked very old by now. Now Bien goes close to her grandmother in a scared manner, but she holds Bien's hand in a strange way, so tightly that Bien feels very scared. Tari quickly frees Bien's hand and asks them to leave from here. After that, Bien comes to the room which is given to her and Hanif to stay in. She is searching for Hanif here, but suddenly she sees a shadow and red light behind the door. She gets very scared and screams, but it turns out it is Hanif who is playing a prank on her. By the time their mother Tari has also come there, hearing Bien scream. Then all of them start laughing and Tari tells both of them, "The rocking chair kept in this room belongs to Grandma." During all this, on the other hand, it is shown that Kader is searching the whole house and he also finds a lot of money in a cupboard. The same wooden mask is also kept in this cupboard, which we have seen earlier in grandmother's painting. At night, the caretaker tells Tari and Kader that Madam's health has been such for a month that even doctors have given up hopes. But I think some spirit has possessed her, so we should call a shaman as soon as possible. But Tari, who doesn't believe in these things, forbids her to call anyone and says, "Keep my children out of this nonsense." On the other hand, Hanif's toy with which he was teasing Bien suddenly gets lost. When Bien is searching for it, she hears the sound of that toy from under Grandma's bed. Scared, she goes into the room, and as soon as she takes out the toy from under the bed and is about to come out, Grandma suddenly gets a jolt and falls down on Bien. Grandma keeps getting jolts continuously. Everyone comes there when Bien screams loudly. Kader quickly lifts Grandma from Bien and lies her on the bed. Grandma suddenly sits up again and vomits a lot on Kader. Now Kader also gets scared, thinking that how his mother got up on her own because she is completely paralyzed and can't move without help. So they call a shaman the next day. Shaman gives some leaves to Tari and says, "You have to keep grinding it." Then he gives a coconut to Kader and makes him stand and says, "Whenever I say, you have to stab right in the middle of this coconut." Now shaman goes near Grandma and starts his ritual. The louder the shaman chants, the more violently Grandma's body begins to shake, as if her body is in agony. While doing retrograde, he repeatedly asks Kader to stab the coconut. Whenever Kader stabs the coconut, a needle comes out from inside Grandma's face. While doing this, many needles come out of Grandma's face one by one. As soon as all the needles come out, Grandma dies instantly. But the more shocking is that as soon as she dies, her body suddenly transforms from a beautiful young woman to an extremely old and rotten body. Seeing this transformation in a few seconds, everyone's mouth is wide open in shock. Shaman tells Kader, "Grandma was a part of some secret ritual earlier, and because of of these 4 needles she was not getting a natural death. Then shaman gives those needles to Kader and instructs him, you have to take them back to where they came from because grandma had done many experiments and rituals with her body. So now she cannot be buried in the ground because the ground will not accept her cursed body, and neither can her body be burnt or thrown into water. Grandma's body has to be thrown in the same pond where she used to do rituals. Shaman also tells them about that pond and says that you have to do this only on the coming Thursday. On the other hand, Tari is getting very angry after hearing all of this. She says angrily, why do we need to do all this? Can't we just burn her body to ashes? Shaman says, it is necessary to do all this that I am saying without any questions. Otherwise trouble will come upon you people. You will have to keep grandma's body here for the next 7 days, and you will be able to take her body there only on the next Thursday. Bien and Hanif are very disturbed by all that happened. Bien is also very scared. Hanif tells her, don't be afraid, I will always be with you. The next day, Tari and the caretaker together start bathing grandma's dead body as per the method told by shaman. But while doing this, grandma's body suddenly speaks and says, leave me. Tari gets very scared and drops the body there. At night, these people bring grandma's body and keep her right in the middle of the drawing room. Then Tari sits near her and starts praying. Tari feels like the caretaker is sitting behind her, mumbling something. But a moment later, Tari sees the caretaker actually coming in through the front door. Tari quickly looks back but sees no one there. Soon she realizes that the caretaker was not behind her, but some other entity was sitting behind her who was telling her to leave from here. Tari gets very scared once again. On the other hand, Bien is also not able to sleep, and she is thinking why her mom isn't sleeping with her today. While she is thinking about this, she suddenly notices someone's shadow outside their room's door. She opens the door, but there was no one outside. But when she tries closing the door, we see a ghost-like figure standing behind her. Bien neither saw the figure nor she paid attention to that. But as soon as she lies down on the bed and covers herself with a sheet, she sees that her grandmother's spirit is right there beside her. Bien screams loudly in fear, and hearing her scream, Tari comes running. Bien tells Tari how grandma's soul was lying with her on her bed. Now Tari comes her down and spends the night with her. Next morning, it is shown that Hanif is giving a tour of this whole house on his Facebook page. He shows his friends through Facebook Live that there is also a big pool in his grandmother's house. He has come live from Tari's phone. On the other hand, Tari is looking for her phone. To tease Tari, Hanif hides in a cupboard, but the wooden mask lying in the cupboard suddenly flies in front of him on its own. Seeing this, Hanif screams in fear and runs out. Bien has come here after hearing his scream. Hanif tells Bien to see what is inside the cupboard, but Bien does not find anything inside there. At night, we see that some people are messaging Kader because he has to give 40 million to someone. Next morning, he tells Tari, we should sell this house according to mom's will. But Tari gets very angry after hearing this and says, our mom has just died. It has not been even 7 days. We have not left this place for once, and you are talking about selling the house? You always only care about money. Then Kader says, so what? When we were attached to her before. Now we should quickly move on from all of this. On the other hand, Hanif takes out the mask from the cupboard, which scared him earlier. He then sits on grandma's chair and starts swinging. Bien comes to him and says, what are you doing? You know this mask is of grandma and so is this chair. You should not joke with her things like this. You know that after anyone dies, the soul keeps wandering in the same house for 7 days. At first, Hanif did not believe these things, but after Bien forces and scolds him, he gets up from the chair and puts the mask inside the cupboard. But that night, when Hanif opens his eyes at midnight, he sees that Bien herself is now swinging on grandma's chair, although Bien had scolded him in the afternoon. Hanif tells her, please don't make noise, let me sleep. But suddenly someone pulls his blanket. When Hanif takes his face out, Bien is staring at him in a strange way. Hanif screams in fear and gets out of the bed. As soon as he goes out, he tells Tari that something has happened to Bien. When Tari comes inside their room, she sees that Bien is sleeping at her place, and she doesn't even know anything about what is happening here. But Hanif is still scared. He says, I will not sleep with Bien. She was behaving strangely some time ago. So Tari says, okay, today I will sleep with you. When Tari lifts the blanket, a wooden mask of her mother is kept underneath. Hanif now says sorry to Tari for stealing this mask and also promises that from now on he will not take anything that does not belong to him. Here he also tells Tari that whenever he puts this mask on himself, he sees grandma. So now he has started getting scared of this place. Tari promises, we will go back to our home soon, as Hanif is now scared of Bien, so Bien is not feeling good. She also apologizes to Hanif for something she never did and promises that I will always take care of you. Now the children, who has not slept the whole night, both fall asleep while sitting on the sofa. When Tari sees this, she tells both the caretaker and Katter, "You guys please stay with the children. I will just bring the tickets because we have to go back to our home after 3 days." But when the children wake up, they get very scared and they do not understand why everyone has left them alone inside this haunted house. Here we see Katter, who is very drunk, is roaming with a girl. He tells the girl that his mother had done some ritual due to which a lot of gold needles have come out from her face. He will become rich by selling them all. Hearing this, the girl starts crossing the limits with Katter, and Katter completely forgets about the children. On the other hand, the children are not ready to go inside that scary house. They has decided that they would wait for everyone by staying outside. But despite of waiting for a long time, no one shows up. Now Bien has to go to the washroom. She is not able to control herself anymore. That is why she tells Hanif to come with her. We will use the washroom one by one and will also protect each other. After Hanif uses the washroom, Bien goes inside the washroom. But when she takes too long, Hanif starts knocking the door repeatedly. As soon as Bien opens the door, both of them see that Grandma's dead body is right behind them inside the washroom. Both of them get very scared and run out of the house screaming. Right then, Tari also comes back and catches them both. The next morning, we see Katter is sleeping inside the graveyard after taking off all his clothes. When he wakes up, he quickly wears his clothes and tries to sneak inside the house. But Tari catches him and scolds him a lot for leaving the children alone at home. Tari also smells alcohol from his mouth and her anger increases even more. She says, "Actually, I am wrong who believes you again and again. You only care about money." Katter also brought some gifts to impress the children, but the children are not happy with Katter even after seeing these gifts. The children tell that you had left us alone, and later Grandma's body came alive again, and she almost killed us. She tried to scare us too. That night, when Tari opens her eyes, she sees that Bien is not on the bed. She goes out of the room searching for her. But she sees that many masked women has come to their house who are doing some strange ritual by putting grandmother's mask on Bien's face. When Tari comes out and tries to wake her up, all those women start circling around her and tell her in one voice that you should not break your promise. Let whatever is happening to your daughter happen. But Tari pushes all these women aside. She quickly removes the mask from Bien's face. As soon as the mask is removed, all the women disappear from there, and Tari sees that Bien has now fainted. Whatever has happened here, whatever Tari has suffered, she does not want to let things get worse to her children. So she first burns the mask and then tells Katter, "We will do Mom's funeral today itself." But Katter tells her, "We should not go against Shaman's words. We just have to wait one more day." But Tari says, "I cannot wait for another day. Who knows what can happen in one day." She also says that if you do not support me, then I will do this alone. Katter supports her even though he does not want to, and they take their mother's dead body to graveyard. Then they perform her funeral. When they are coming back from the graveyard, it is raining very heavily. But when they go near Grandma's house, for a moment they can't find the house. The next second, when they look again, they see huge shadows outside the house. They get very scared, so the caretaker takes them to her house. But at night, when Katter opens his eyes, he finds himself back inside the same haunted house. Now he is seeing his mother's dead body everywhere. Some evil force even picks up Katter and throws him out of the house. The next morning, we see Katter is lying in the pool. He suddenly wakes up when everyone throws stones at him. Everyone is scared of what has happened at night. Tari tells him, "We will bring Mom's body back and do what the shaman said. I think after doing that, Mom's spirit might not harm anyone." Katter and Tari quickly go inside the graveyard and take out her body and put it inside that pool where their mother performed rituals in the beginning of the movie. Katter also throws the pouch of needles with her body, and they finally return home. The next morning, Tari starts packing to go back home. But while doing so, she finds the same mask in her luggage which belonged to her mother. But she had burnt this mask, right? Surprised, she picks up the mask and it is automatically drawn towards her face. Tari puts the mask on her face, and as soon as she puts the mask on, she starts getting the memories of her mother's entire life. It is revealed that when Tari was born, her mother was unable to breastfeed her. Although her husband was very supporting, Tari's mother could not tolerate the fact that she could not breastfeed her daughter. So to be more young, she resorted to that ritual. But because of that ritual, her husband also died. At the beginning of the movie, we saw blood on Tari's mother's hand. It was actually her husband's blood. She sacrificed her husband for that ritual. One mistake of Tari's mother led her to such a point that she had to throw her own children out of the house because the ritual she had done was now demanding more sacrifices, and Tari's mom wanted to keep her children safe. Now Tari sees her mom's soul in the mirror, who is apologizing to her. She tells her, "I threw you out so that the curse of those needles does not come upon you. I wanted to die taking this curse with me." But those who did the ritual, they wanted to take you with them and kill Katter in return for that ritual. Crying, she tells Tari that there is still time. Please finish the curse. Tari asks her, what do I have to do now? Her mom tells that you have to throw those cursed needles at the same place where the ritual was done. After that, you have to break this mask and never return to this place again. But you have to do all these before the end of tomorrow evening. She also teaches Tari a spell for their protection. After that, Tari suddenly sees that her mother's soul has been dragged away by a woman wearing the same mask. Tari goes to Katter in anger and yells at him, you liar, you even changed those needles? Do you know how much trouble we can get into because of that? You are so self-centered that you put all our lives in danger to pay your debt. After Tari scolds Katter, Katter finally gives her the original gold needles. When they go outside, they see that both Hanif and Bien are stuck to the roof by some evil force. Suddenly, the evil force throws them down from the roof. A violent storm starts outside and the strong gusts of wind begins to blow Hanif and Tari away. They somehow save Bien, but they can't save Hanif because some invisible power has picked up Hanif and taken him out. Tari understands that if she wants her son back, she will have to immediately throw those needles in that pond. She leaves Bien with the caretaker and leaves for her mission with Katter. But while she is leaving, Bien tells her mother, remember, Hanif has to come back and you will bring him back. As they reaches the pond, Tari throws the needles into the pond while reciting the spell that her mom taught her. As soon as the needles are dropped, a voice from the pond says, we are taking only what we had promised her. Then they see Hanif's unconscious body is floating in the pool. Seeing this, Katter starts crying and requests the invisible force to leave Hanif. He says, Hanif is just a little innocent boy. Please leave him alone. In return, you can take my life. As soon as he says this, Hanif wakes up and starts coming out of the water. Tari and Katter both jump into the water and swim out to take Hanif out. Tari tries to save Hanif, but she does not even notice that Katter is no longer behind her. He is already pulled inside the water. Now we see that many masked women have gathered around Katter. The leader who had inserted gold needles in Tari's mom's face at the beginning of the movie tells them, we are only taking what we have promised. Tari starts crying loudly and remembers her mom's words. She casts the same spell again and breaks the mask, due to which the masks of all the women standing there also starts breaking. All the women start screaming loudly and we are shown their skinless faces, which are very scary. These women disappear in the water and Katter is left standing. Tari thinks that she has saved Katter's life too, but then the leader comes out of the water and pulls Katter inside the water with her. She says, your mother had forgotten that she had to give sacrifice in this water. Tari panics and jumps into the pond, but now she does not see Katter anywhere in the pond. The next day, Tari locks her mother's house and leaves with the caretaker and her children. In the post-credit scene of the movie, we are shown this deserted house after 100 days. Everything is normal there, but surprisingly now there is no painting of Tari's mother, which we have seen when they all came to that house. Now in Tari's mom's room, we see Tari's mom's soul is dancing and the story ends with this mystery whether Tari's mom's soul still got freedom or not.